Hello everybody and welcome back to more of the Inquisitor series where we're finally taking down the Archon.
We have control of the guard station, but there's heavy opposition. Recommendations?
Biggest problem is the force fields. Archon's got his mana sealed tight inside those things. Right. Anyway, there are laser turrets all around the compound. Turn them on the mana, might be enough firepower to down the force fields.
Stay in communication. The force fields will be down shortly.
Yes, my lord. Once you're inside, it'll be a straight line to the Archon. And with a bit of luck, the people he took. Let's hope they're alive.
Okay, so we should be able to get into his palace fairly easily, because that is what we do. However, it is worth mentioning some stuff about the Agent series, which is the fact that I've gotten a lot of it recorded, almost done with Chapter 1 already. I'm working on the trailer for it, which is awesome. And lastly is the whole thing that I'm going to be doing more stuff for it in general. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like I'll be doing hopefully if it all comes together, a speed art video for the way that I do the character and, you know, make him look like a comic book character. That's the thing that I do for the thumbnails, basically. And we'll also be offering with that video some wallpapers and stuff with that character in different situations. So it'll be pretty cool. That'll be available hopefully Thursday, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I should probably also mention that because I'm working on all of this agent stuff and getting it really good for you guys, the other thing to mention is that there won't be any Indie Spotlight, unfortunately, for Thursday of next week, or this upcoming week. And the last thing to mention here is that this episode is short because it was another one of those situations where you have two sets of recordings that are too long to make into one episode, but too short to put into two episodes, so I just split them into two.
Force field's blinking, but she's not down. You need more firepower.
It shouldn't be too hard to get into there. I still need to use another cannon, obviously, because I need more firepower to break the shield. But once we do that, we're able to kind of sneak our way in and find the Archon. Hopefully he hasn't escaped or anything, and I'm pretty sure he knows I'm coming, so he's probably waiting for me as well.
Force field is down. Get our people back before the Archon learns everything.
So there's obviously the issue still with the fact that our guys got captured by him and probably have been interrogated this entire time that I've been trying to get into his palace, which isn't necessarily a good thing because the Hutts have some discrete measures that they usually don't use for interrogating prisoners, but they work very well. So chances are, if somebody talks, that may not be a good thing, because then they'll obviously learn about the whole problem with us saving the planet, which we've done, right? If everything continues as planned, the planet will be safe. We'll be able to come back at a later time and mine out the Isotope 5. While all that's going on, obviously, the Republic and the Hutts are none the wiser. You gotta imagine on the other side of all of this, you know, on the smuggler, this is all going on at the same time as this story. So the smuggler, when everything was coming down, everything was blowing up, he was getting out on the Ark, which is, you know, his whole story on that side. Like, they thought the planet was exploding, they were escaping the planet, right? That was their thing. but that wasn't what was actually going on. It was my Inquisitor was saving the planet, and he just didn't know it. And it did a very good job, you know, my Inquisitor, of keeping that a secret, because the Republic on that side totally think that the planet is dying. Now, if were to get out that the planet was alive, obviously they would come back and try to secure a position here. The Republic primarily. I mean, the Hutts would obviously try as well, but they probably would get stuck in a battle between the Empire and the Republic. So having them both go off the planet and not knowing that the planet is safe allows us to secure a beachhead on the planet and keep them from coming back. So that's kind of the whole plan here. Thankfully, we have trust that these guys wouldn't talk, but you never know.
Ground to support team. I found our missing people. Checking for survivors.
My lord, I'm so sorry. The Archon, he had machines. He put a tube in my head. He knows we saved the planet. Son of a sow's gonna tell the Hutts.
Hold still. It's not your fault. No one can stand up under that kind of interrogation.
Shut up and follow me.
I have 300 men waiting for shuttles. You promised time to evacuate.
You have been paid. That alone should still your simian tongue. Besides, Makheb is not exploding, and I now have proof. Prepare to attack all Imperial positions. Once the atmospheric interference clears, I will alert the fleet.
Archon! You attacked my people. You tortured them. Did you think I wouldn't find you?
By no means. Invading Stronghold 1, seizing the laser drills to save Makheb. From the start, you have impressed me. Alas, it is the Hutt Empire that will receive Makheb's bounty. My people will no longer be mocked as we are envied. We will not be criminals, but kings.
You feel those tremors? If you believe Makheb is safe from disaster, you must be mad.
Archon?
If I were mad, you wouldn't be so desperately trying to stop me. You call yourselves men of war? Observe and see what an Archon of the old Hutt Empire can do.
Don't necessarily want to fight him like that. Why is it? Well, actually, I know why it is. But the Hutts always seem to go into giant mechs, like a Karaga is a very good example of this. In Karaga's palace, he gets into like a giant walker mech and attacks you. And the reason because of that is they're not very good at hand-to-hand combat. I mean, they are slugs. They're giant slugs, after all. So they use robots in order to do their bidding as far as combat's goes. But you know, if you have a disability such as not being able to do hand-to-hand combat, but you have an ability to think properly, then making a mech suited for you would work. But this is another one of those fights. This isn't as hard as the isotope droid as far as my character is concerned, but this is a challenge trying to take this fool out, and she certainly will do so. But also being said with all of this is something that you need to know is that the fact that What's-Her-Nuts, the agent, she cracked under pressure, or under interrogation, I guess is the best way to put it, and she gave this guy the information. So what do we do with her? My character may have been sympathetic to the fact that she cracked, but it also could have been just the fact that she felt I felt the need to console her, because she's probably been through a lot. You don't want to be like, suck it up, noob, in that situation. But at the same time, she cracked under the torture. So this is one of those things that you don't want to tell the enemy at all, because it changes the course of the entire galactic war. And she cracked. I think she should have rather died. I mean, everybody else in the room seemed to have rather died, and it wasn't her decision to do that. So she's weak as far as my character's concerned, and regardless if she lives through this torture or not, she's probably going to end up dying because my character really just wants to have her revenge on that. Like I said, this is information that should not have gotten out. Hopefully it doesn't get out any further, and my character's going to try to make sure of that, but pretty close call if you ask her.